Things First is sponsored by Ram Trucks, built to serve.
Start your Saturday strong with the Top 10 showdown on Fox as Indiana looks to continue their incredible season against Heisman contender Justin Fields and number 3 Ohio State. Big noon kickoff show at 10 a.m. Eastern, followed by Big Noon Saturday. It's only on Fox and the Fox Sports app. That's awesome. All right. Time now for a little drawing a blank. Aaron Rodgers and the Packers on the road this week in Indy, facing one of the league's top defensive units. It's America's Game of the Week, Sunday, 4 o'clock on Fox. But Brandon, the player you are most excited to watch in Week 11 is blank.
Jameis Winston. This is what you dream of, right? Like you play bad with your old team, you get an opportunity, you land in a really good space where you can learn from an offensive coordinator or offensive-minded coach and a Hall of Fame quarterback in Drew Brees. He goes down. Now you get your opportunity to step up, step in, and lead the team. I think this kid has tremendous upside. I think a lot of people do. It just comes down to his decision-making. So I'm excited to watch this kid this week.
For me, and it's a great answer. For me, the answer's Lamar. It kind of got lost in the shuffle this week, but where the Ravens are. We talked about the Patriots and are they still alive? And then there was some NBA news and we had Thursday Night Football. What was lost is the Ravens lost an ugly game to a mediocre team, and Lamar wasn't bad, but it was another one of those games where you hear Ravens down 10 points or down a touchdown. What are they going to be able to do? And so if the Ravens, they're going to make the playoffs, I have no doubt about that. But if they want to be a contender, beating the team that knocked you out of the playoffs last week in Tennessee and a team with a very porous defense goes a long way towards that. So I'm excited to see what Lamar has in store for the Titans, a little attempt at revenge from the playoff loss a year ago, Wilds.
Yeah, I'm going with Rams defense. Do you know that the Rams have not given up a second-half touchdown since week 3 against the Bills? I was like, holy cow, that's an odd stat. Especially because the Rams defensive coordinator has been waiting literally almost his entire life for a chance to go up against Tom Brady. I can't tell whether Brandon Staley was kidding or not because he looked very serious, but he mentioned he had been waiting to scheme a game against Tom Brady every day of my life. I've been thinking about the opportunity to do that. I was like, not joking, update.
That's awkward.
So if you've been waiting your entire life for something, you got to show me something here. So I'm expecting big things out of the Rams defense.
The update's the best part. All three great answers, guys. On to Baltimore now. You mentioned Lamar, Nick. Lamar and the 6-3 Ravens are 6-point favorites this week over the 6-3 Titans, despite some of the offensive struggles they've had over the past couple of weeks. But, Brandon, the team that should be on upset alert in Week 11 is blank.
Woo-hoo-hoo. It's the Chiefs. It's the Chiefs. Vegas, you got this wrong. The better team won last time. October 11th, go back to it. You begged for a team to come to Vegas. You stood on the table and fought for the Oakland Raiders that become the Las Vegas Raiders. They beat the Kansas City Chiefs October 11th. Why aren't they the favorite? Like, what am I getting wrong here? You play to win, you win the game, you're the better team. I don't understand. It's John Gruden. You need to walk down to the strip, talk to whoever you need to talk to and say they got this wrong. You guys should be the favorite. So the Chiefs need to be on upset alert.
In fairness, I do think the odds makers got this wrong. It was Chiefs -7. It's now Chiefs -8.5. It should be Chiefs -20.5. As I said, Brandon, I'll give you the Raiders and I'll lay 20 points. But here's the team that should be on upset alert. The Minnesota Vikings playing the Dallas Cowboys. So you might say, Nick, what are you talking about? The Cowboys? Cowboys coming off a bye. Coming off maybe their best stop showing me stupid Raider highlights. Thank you. The Cowboys coming off a bye. Coming off maybe their best performance of the year, albeit in a loss to Pittsburgh. Minnesota, on the other hand, not only not coming off a bye, coming off a short week A game where they didn't look overwhelming on Monday Night Football against Chicago. A team that's won 3 in a row probably feels a little better about itself than it should. Cowboys getting Andy Dalton back. Folks, in survivor pools across America, I know you've circled the Vikings this week. Proceed with caution. I'm just telling you, I feel like the Cowboys could be the upset special of the week, Wilds.
I like it. I like it.
Ooh.
Most people watch the show sitting down. If you are one of the people who are standing for some reason, please sit down. And a lot of people watch the show with coffee or some other hot beverage, a hot tea. Also put that down. Are you ready? Everything down? I'll give you a second. Get comfortable. I think the Jets are going to win this weekend. I think the Jets are going to come in and beat the Chargers.
Yes.
I think they are. The Jets looked good against the Patriots. And I would love to say the Jets are terrible. It's just fun to say, they're 28th in yards or 30th in points. They're terrible. You got a rookie quarterback with a terrible haircut. The Jets are on a bye week. I don't really think they're going to go 0-16. If they're going to get a win, this might be it. So now you can stand up, drink your coffee again.
Yes.
Jets win this weekend.
Wow.
Upset alert for the Chargers.
Yes, wow, yes,
Jets,
Jets.
So funny. And he
It's not that
so
ridiculous.
His hair. On to Tua now. The rookie quarterback trying to improve to a perfect 4-0 as a starter. Dolphins on the road facing a Broncos team just trying to get back on track this week. Brandon, the team that most needs a win in Week 11 is blank.
Yeah, it's the Bucs. I think they figured it out. Guys, prime time, they haven't been good. Thursday night football against the Chicago Bears. Tampa Tom was sleepy. That's what it was. That's why he didn't know it was 4th down. He was doing all of this. And then you go to the Giants. How do you lose? How do you almost lose against the Giants? Tampa Tom was sleepy. And then, you know, the last game, the Saints, they just whooped you like that? Are you serious? They figured it out. Tampa Tom's bedtime is at 8:30. They're changing his sleep cycle. They're moving practice back late. So Tampa Tom, this is the time where you want to start stacking wins because November and December is where the really good teams emerge and the pretenders start folding. So I'm picking the Bucs here because I have them coming out of this division. Nick, I'm not ready to say the NFC because I still love the Seattle Seahawks.
Yeah. All right. So I'm going to go. A lot of people are still saying, the Eagles will win the NFC East. No, they won't. The Eagles have to win this week. And even if they win this week, they ain't winning this division. Has anyone looked at Philly's schedule? Here's what Philly has after the Cleveland Browns. Seattle, Green Bay, New Orleans, Arizona. That's their next 4 games after they play the wildly underrated 6-3 Browns. They easily could lose their next 5 games. They are going to be massive underdogs in the 4 games after the Browns game. Their best chance for a win until Christmas, it comes on Sunday. So they desperately need a win if they're going to hold off the Cowboys, Washington, and the Fightin' Joe Judges. So, Wilds, I say the Eagles. And literally, you know, reportedly, allegedly, the actual
you know what I'm
Fightin'
saying?
Joe Judges.
That is brutal.
You know, I'm going Patriots. My Patriots, we got to play every game like it's the NCAA tournament. We can't lose anything. And I like the Texans. I like Romeo Crennel. I like J.J. Waco, Badgers, but the run defense is terrible. And I think we're just going to run all over them. And I like Deshaun Watson, too, but J.C. Jackson, future Pro Bowler, probably comes up with another interception, 6 games in a row. Big Patriots win.
All right, we got to finish up in Vegas now, where Derek Carr and the Raiders are trying to sweep the Chiefs for the first time since 2012. Carr threw for 347 yards and 3 touchdowns in the first matchup. But Brandon, the player with the most to prove in Week 11 is blank.
Yeah. That would be Phillip Rivers. But he doesn't have to prove anything to himself. He doesn't have to prove anything to the NFL. He has to prove to the committee and Nick Wright that they should have respect beside their name. They need to be a contender. You heard Wilds petition the committee to move them up. So Nick Wright,
Let's do it.
this is the guy. But he's trying to prove to you and the committee that they're more than capable of contending this year. So if they go out there and win big, will you put respect on Phillip Rivers and the Colts?
That's going to be up to the
Green Bay
committee. I
Packers.
can't speak for the committee. I have my own reservations about Phillip Rivers, but I do treat him with respect. I treat all senior citizens with respect. I believe they've earned it. Greatest generation and all. However, the player with the most to prove is Jameis Winston. The last time, I would argue this is the biggest game Jameis Winston has played since the Rose Bowl in 2014 against Oregon. This is a chance for Jameis Winston to remake his NFL career, not just this week, but the next few weeks, but obviously has to start this week. And so when you look around the NFL, and there's close to 10 teams that are going to be in the market for quarterbacks next year, including those Indianapolis Colts, while Phillip Rivers is going to be an offensive coordinator at some high school somewhere. He absolutely could start the next act of his career this weekend. So whilst I say Jameis Winston, and if he plays well for the Saints, I wonder how much smoke Bruce Arians is going to get for no risk it, no biscuit. Maybe we should have less biscuits, less risk it, and maybe Jameis still be there.
I'll take.
Oh, and then Tom Brady will still be with the Patriots. You warmed my heart, Nick. I'm going with Chase Young. Battle of the #1 and #2 picks. Joe Burrow versus Chase Young. I think Chase Young needs to show up because last game he basically lost the game for Washington. He gets a roughing the passer penalty with 12 seconds left. They moved into field goal range. And then he's got these weird quotes like he says, this is what he said, it was just a tough play and I was going full speed. I had no thought of slowing down. I wouldn't do anything differently. I learned from my mistakes and my mistakes helped me grow. So I don't even know if it was a mistake or not. It was a mistake, but you wouldn't do anything differently. You're going to learn, but you don't. So he's got to do something and get after Joe Burrow and don't get any rougher than the passer penalties.
Good stuff. Good advice. All right, is Russell Wilson back to being the conductor on the MVP train after last night's win? That is next. This is First Things First. Stay with us.